Hello, you're going to learn in this video how we can add shadows under pieces of furniture. So let's get started. So as you can see here, we have in the layers, we have different objects, and let's turn off these layers, and you see how the sofa has a white background. I'm fine with it, but it's better if we go ahead and with the magic wand and tolerance of 20 pixels pick the background, then hold shift and select that corner, hold shift, select that corner, and then delete, so that we would have a clear background around. That is true for those three objects, and now we have a background layer which is just filled with white. So now what I'm going to do is create a new layer here on the bottom, and I'll double click on it and I'll rename it Shadows. And the shadows will be placed under the other three layers where the furniture pieces are. And then what I will do is I'll go to over here, polygonal lasso tool, and with a feather of 3 pixels, this is important, I would draw the shape that I would want for my shadows. Maybe roughly around here, the legs, somewhere there, and then double click to close the shape. If you double click to one step too many, what you can always do is click escape and it would go back to the previous selection, or you can go to the history palette and go back and click on the selection that you lost. So now all we would have to do would be to start drawing. What I'm going to do though, instead of drawing right now, would be to add the other layer. So I'll go to the elliptical marquee tool, and then I'll click shift so that I add to my original selection, which should be somewhere here, and then control alt to deselect. I'd like to deselect the center of that ellipse somewhere there, and then I'll go to the polygonal lasso tool and click shift to add to that original selection, double click to close the shape, shift again to add to my original selection. Whoops, if I clicked one too many, click on the previous step, so once we have roughly the shapes that we want, I'm not done here yet, let's add, holding shift, another ellipse somewhere there. Once I have that, what I'm going to do is control H for hide. The selection is still on, but it's hidden from view. Then I'll switch these two colors so that I have black on the foreground. I'll go to brush, and I'll pick a airbrush that would be quite large, even larger than this, opacity maybe 33%, and then just paint my shadows lightly, maybe somewhere along like this. You notice that over here the edges are crisp. I forgot to feather those edges, so I don't love that, so I would have to go back on my history palette here, back to where I had them somewhere. Actually, we can do this, select everything, and then control H for unhide. What I can do is go back to the polygonal lasso tool and then say refine edge, and then I would like to give it a feather. Okay, 3 pixels, and now let's see the difference. Control H for hide while I still draw. You see the difference now. I have soft shadows. So let's do that. Now we can paint very lightly, and the shadows would be done like that. And this now looks just terrific. Now I should be able to Control D to deselect, and then be done with this.